guys, me host Superstar, thank you very much for tuning in. Look what I got! It's Toxin. This is the 1000th Symbiote Toxin. As it's been listed up, it's the fan channel exclusive, and this is the Eddie Brock variant. So that's why they've listed it as Venom, a part of the Venom series, I think. Because it's the Eddie Brock version. Actually, both of the Legends versions we've had have both been Eddie Brock versions. I believe it was the older, 2014? The Spider-Man Classic series, which was based on the NYPD officer, Mulligan. That was the Mulligan version, wasn't it? This is the Eddie Brock version, as far as I'm aware. And yeah, Toxin obviously has been been played up a little bit more in the comics as of late, obviously with the Venom verse and then Spider-Geddon, and obviously now they've got another Symbiote big crossover, Black Knight, is it being called or something? They've got something else coming along very soon, so I'm very excited to see where they go with it. But guys, before we start today's video, let me know down below in the comments which is your favourite Symbiote. I like Toxin, but personally my favourite will always be Carnage. Let me know your favourite Symbiote in the comments down below. But guys, let's go ahead and break this bad boy out of the packaging. I've been dying to get my hands on this. This is one of the deluxe figures again. It's based on that Monster Venom bath. I have got both Monster Venom baths on the table, as you can see. So we will do some comparisons. We'll have a play around with it. But on the side of the box, it's got a nice artist rendering there. On the top of the box, it has another with all the symbiote bits coming off of him. Nothing else much to say about the box. It is got that same Venom sort of logo that we've been seeing for a little while now. It does have the artist render on the back, which is beautiful, with a nice write-up at the side, which states, the 1000th Symbiote in a lineage that includes Carnage and Venom, Toxin is feared by many to be the strongest and most dangerous. Let's get him out of this box, guys. So I got mine from Comics and Cocktails recently. If you need to get one, please go ahead and check out Comics and Cocktails. I also recommend using In-Demand Toys and Kapow Toys. They're both retailers I like to use. Oh, it's got a cover on this one. They've put a little cover on it. That's interesting. Whoa, there's lots of symbiote pieces with this one. I like his little toxin plants face things. They're cool. Actually, those would be really cool. Ooh, this is a Marvel video. People are going to hate me for this. Ooh, there's a lot of people out there that despise DC that are Marvel fans. But I was just going to say, those pieces would be great if you were to paint them green and use them with Poison Ivy as effects pieces, because you could. These are basically like the little plant things she makes. So, just an idea. Ooh, I'm going to get some hate in the comments. I don't know why people think you can't like both. It's almost sacrilege to like both. Let me know in the comments, guys. Are you a fan of both Marvel and DC? Or are you one of these diehards? I'm Marvel through and through and nothing else should be in the way. It seems to be the same with people with like consoles and stuff. I'm a PC snob, or I'm a Xboxer, I'm a PlayStation 4. If you're a PlayStation 4 player, that means you're this or that. I hate that kind of stuff. It's like we can like multiple things in life. Anywho. So we've got all the effects pieces, which are really awesome, and we've got another back FX piece as well, same as the Monster Venom. So it just comes apart like that. We just push it together over the arms and just click it in place, just like that. And it gives us the holes that we need to place all these weird and wonderful effects pieces. Now, which ones do we want to use and where? So we've got this one. So they just part in there. These are the big ones. And they really do stick up. Look at that. They're so cool. So we've got the really big ones, but there's nowhere else to port the other ones from what I can see. So it looks like you've got the choice of either having the big ones or little ones on. I much prefer the big ones. They look really cool, especially if you're going to pose him up. That looks more sinister. But if we go ahead and pull them out, replace them with these smaller ones if you wanted. That one for that one. Are these even made for the back? I don't know. I'm not sure if these are even made for the back, because they don't want to go in. It's like a different port. No, actually, I'm not sure if they are for his back. Where would they go then? Are they just FX pieces to add on if you want? I can't find a way of actually getting them to slot in the back without forcing it. Weird. I'm going to go ahead and put the old ones back on. I do like these ones anyway. They're really cool. So he's got the same sort of pieces as the Monster Venom, and I believe we are getting that Venom pool as well in the next wave, which again is another take on the Monster Venom bath, I believe. They all seem to be the same sort of sculpt, and they're just repainting it. I do like the black on the red on black. I just wish the red was a little bit darker personally. But I love the big green tongue as well with the big red eyes and stuff. That's really sinister looking. This is really cool. Articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so you can make him look up and down as well as left and right. His arms do lift up that top hinge, do rotate. He's also got little plants on his arm as well that aren't ported, so they just sort of sit on his arm. Do they come off at all? No, probably not. There's rotation at the bicep. There's a single hinged elbow, which is sort of clicking as I'm doing it, which is good, so that means it's not going to go loose anytime soon. That's quite stiff. And the hands are on ball joints as well, with the nice big clawed hands again on this one, which I like. He didn't come with any spare hands this time, did you? I think the other one came with spare hands, didn't it? Ooh. So you can also lift his arms outwards. I've just activated those hinges. Oh, there we go. And then he's got the ab crunch as well, so you can crunch him forwards and backwards. There's the waist swivel. The legs do lift out quite far, as well as forwards, backwards. Top thigh cut. And a double hinge knee attached to this one as well, with rocker and pivot in the feet. And he does also have display holes, should you wish to use a base, although it might be a bit heavy for a base. Although, like I've always said, I've never really ever had to use a base with Marvel Legends, only on the select few figures that have gone floppy over the years. You can tend to balance them pretty easily and well without the use of a base. So that's really cool. So I will go to the desk cam in just a moment, guys, to give you an up-close personal look at the Toxin. We did have a previous version of Toxin, which we had from years ago now, which is this guy. Again, I believe this is still based on the Eddie Brock version. I believe someone can correct me in the comments, though, but I'm pretty sure that's who this is meant to be. I was just checking if we could use any of these other pieces on this one, but no. It's the wrong shade of red anyway, but I suppose you could just stick them on to him for photos and stuff, but yeah, not the same. I also like how we've now gone to like the big monster style bath, whereas this guy is obviously a lot tinier by comparison. Although I do like the fact they gave him the big carnage claws back in the day. I have got a full review of this guy on the channel as well if you want to take a look at the review. I will, if I remember, I'll try and remember to put a link in the description this time. I always say that and then forget to do it. I will try and remember, but I'll try and put a link in the description for you guys to check it out. If not, if you just do a search for Toxin and Super Sorrel, it should come up. Right, so let's head on down to the desk cam, guys, to give you an up-close personal look at Toxin. Alright, guys, here's Symbiote out of the... Sorry, Symbiote? Well, he's a symbiote. Here's Toxin out of the packaging, looking awesome and hulking as hell. The lighting in here is making that red look a lot pinker than it is. It's a lot darker than that. I don't know what is going on with the camera on this. I'll turn the lighting down. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. But yeah, the figure itself is beautiful. I'm loving the paint apps on this bad boy. It just looks amazing. Loving the blending of the paint as well. It's so well done. They've got that same sort of Venom sort of vascularity look, although, you know, the veins and tendons and things, you can see that throughout his legs and stuff, that then morph into that big hulking frame with the toxins coming out at the top of him as well, these little plant-like creatures. I wish those could have had a little bit more details on them, but I understand why Hasbro didn't. They're just basic, but it would have been nice to have some of these with some little yellow teeth or something, just to give them a little bit more oomph, especially when they've got open mouths like that. It would have been nice to have the fangs or something painted. They do look very basic, but like I said, paint them green and they'll look really cool with Poison Ivy.
Again, I'm loving how they've made the eyes different on this one. He's got that sort of Carnage look, but yeah, he's different. That big long green tongue, because obviously he's kind of Venom and Carnage almost smashed together, really, isn't he? But he's a lot more vicious and evil. But although he did side with Spider-Man on several occasions in the comics, he's been depicted both as anti-hero and villain in the comics. He's the third major symbiote of the Spider-Man series, the ninth known to have appeared in the comics outside of the Planet of Symbiote storyline, and the first symbiote that Spider-Man considers an ally despite temporary alliances with Venom on numerous occasions. The first host of Toxin, Symbiote is the former NYPD police officer Patrick Mulligan. So he's had two sort of hosts that I'm aware of anyway. So, yeah, the first appearance of Toxin was Venom and Carnage #2 in October of 2004, but with Eddie Brock, he started in Venom 17 in May 2012. So, there's a lot of different things. If you're a more modernised comic reader, you'll be more familiar with this version of Toxin, sort of that hulking appearance, because I believe Toxin was one of the first that allowed the host to actually morph the body shape, unlike Carnage and Venom, who they did change shape, but it was the symbiote that made it, and this is the first time the host underneath changes with Toxin. As far as I'm that's as far as I'm aware from my knowledge that I have from the comics. It's been a long time since I've been a reader of Spider-Man. Let's put it that way. I've still got to read Spider-Geddon, for God's sake. I'm well behind. A lot of people are familiar with the older version, which is the usual sort of Spider-Man looking versions, same as like most people are familiar with Venom being of regular size as well. And as comics have gone on, we've started to get more appearances by the hulking style symbiotes, from like the Planet of Symbiote storylines and stuff like that. We started to see more of the monster Venoms and things like that. But it's nice. I do like collecting the symbiotes. That's one of my main things. I'm not a big Spider-Man collector in general, although I do end up buying most waves of Marvel Legends these days. But I love to collect symbiotes. They're one of the things I do like, and even people's customs over the years I've picked up and stuff like that if they sell them, because I just love the idea of these symbiotes, because you can do anything with them. There's the Venom one now. I've got him to sort of stand a little bit. I say that and he's going to fall every time, isn't it? Stand him there. And there's the other monster Venom bath that we had. So my symbiote collection grows. I've also got lots of other symbiotes, don't worry. But yeah, I just love the way that Marvel portray the symbiotes. They're getting more and more popular, more and more storylines coming out. And we've got a major storyline coming up real soon. Is it Black Knight? I think it's called again. I've not looked it up recently, but yeah, I know there's a thing on Marvel's YouTube page right now about it, and I think there's been a prelude comic sort of building up to it. So yeah, it should be fun. But guys, what are your thoughts on this new figure? Is it one you're picking up for yourself? Let me know in the comments. But let's go back to the main cam, guys, and finish off today's video.
So guys, what are your thoughts on this bath? Well, it's not even a bath, it's just a deluxe fig, but it's like a bath, it's massive. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribing really supports us, it really helps us out and helps us to keep making awesome videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'm your host, Super Sorrel, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you.